What is going on, YouTube? This is ANCAP24, and today we're going to go ahead and look at another play out of the Gun Y trio offset weak formation that we've been doing all week. The play we're going to be looking at is called post wheel drag, and I really like this play because we're going to go ahead and show you how we can mimic the Z spot of gun bunch weak from the years past. In Madden 17 and prior, there was a really nice S route that was a option that a lot of people used when it came to using that opposite of the bunch side. We're going to show you how we can go ahead and get that same look in this formation here today. So let's go take a look at it. So in this video, we're going to do a couple different things. The first thing we're going to do is show you how to replicate the Z spot as far as the play art goes when it comes to what you've seen in the past with Gun Bunch Week. Then I'm going to show you a couple different ways that we can beat cover 2 with this in order to kind of give you a little bit of a real life application. This is going to be something that we're going to definitely build off of for the formation scheme that we're going to have available on Friday, but just kind of give you a little bit of a preview where we'll go ahead and show you a couple different cover 2 options for you. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is just make sure that I got these guys in cover 2, which I do, okay? Now, what we're going to do here is if you look at this alignment, it's nothing like Gun Bunch really to start off with. You've got a wide set out to the right, and you really don't have a whole lot going on. The things that you do have when it comes to the Z spot of old is you've got that S route. S route is key. That's what makes the play run. It's basically the engine. Now, the second part was the corner route that was kind of a short and then had a nice angle to the outside. Now, we have a corner route on this, but it doesn't have the exact same angle. But if you go ahead and you smart route it, you're going to have a really nice opportunity to kind of mimic that route. Now, this is at the 10-yard mark because in practice mode, you can't really replicate it being shorter. But when you go in real-life game, anywhere between the 6 and the 8-yard mark, when you go ahead and smart route it, it really does a good opportunity of really going to do the same exact thing that you would normally get out of the Z spot route as far as the application of that route. Now, the other option here when it comes to this formation is when it comes to Gun Bunch, you've got the tight end on the right and the running back on the left. That's important. A lot of pro players like to go ahead and max protect. The reason why is because they have the ability to have the tight end on the line of scrimmage, blocking any type of blitzes from the right. Then you've got the running back kind of cleaning up from the left-hand side. Very important that that actually is something that we can do at this formation as a an advantage when it comes to this. Now, with Z spot, the A was on a flat route, and then the B was on a route in which he basically went towards the inside of the field and then kind of stopped, okay? I'm going to show you how we can replicate that. Now, what you're going to see is that we got these guys spread. When you motion the B to the left-hand side, the RB actually motions with him. And what happens is it kind of forms two close receivers between the A and the RB. When we hike the B, as he passes the RB, you're going to have the opportunity to form that bunch. That B does a good job of going ahead and being able to kind of do an inside motion and then go ahead and stop. Now, it's a little bit of inconsistency depending on where you hike it, so you have to get the hike down. But when you go ahead and hike it in the right spot, he will take an inside movement and then kind of go up the field. So kind of watch it here. We're going to move this guy over. We're going to hike it as he passes the RB. You can see how he goes inside and then he stops. See how that works against your cover 2, especially with your middle linebacker in deep blue. And we just created Z spot. Let's go ahead and look on instant replay to show you exactly what we're talking about here. So when you look at it here, before we hike the ball, look what we got going on right here. Before we move, you've got a bunch to the right, and you've got your outside receiver doing the corner route. You got the inside receiver going ahead that's in the middle doing that spot route, and then you've got the A doing the flat route. Now you've got the most needed S route from the left-hand side. You can see how he goes inside. And then what's really nice about this, it's kind of disguised. Looks like he's going to go up the field, like kind of like what you would see on like a seam route, like a Y curl route. And then he just goes ahead and stops. It's going to give you a nice opportunity to throw this ball right here, especially when you're going to do a high-low with your receiver and your S route in the middle of the field when you're going against a user. So that's basically why I really like this play, is because you have the ability to go ahead and mimic that Z spot that way. But let's go ahead and show you how we can do it against other cover 2 options when we go ahead and show it and break it down. Now, for the second option for this play, we're going to show you is that we're going to go ahead and get this X receiver involved. But what we're going to do is we're going to put him on a smart route just to shorten his route up a little bit. and we're going to put the B on a fade. What that's going to do when we go against a middle linebacker in a deep blue is the B is going to go ahead and take that middle linebacker to the right-hand side and deep because it's going to follow that player, being that he's the first person in his zone. All these plays I like to run from the left hash. I want to make sure I go ahead and mention that. But when you go ahead and motion him over, and that's all you need to do, hike it in that same spot, he's going to go ahead and take that player out there. And now we're going to be able to throw this ball underneath to that player. Now I want to show you something here with that. You're going to be able to attack a middle linebacker user with two different players. The first player is going to be this tight end. So your options are going to basically be tight end and S route. So right here, when you throw this ball, they have to make a decision. Do they want to stay with the S route, or do they want to go ahead and throw it, cover the tight end? I know that I'm going against the computer, so I knew basically they would stay in the middle, so I went ahead and took the one player that's deeper. But you're going to see how we're going to have both options on here, which is really going to be nice, especially if they're in the middle of the field. We're going to throw it to this tight end every single time. If they stay, basically on the tight end, then we're going to be able to kind of see how they go to two different sides of the field. You're going to be able to see that we're going to be able to throw it to that deeper route each time. So the last option to beat cover 2, I'm going to go ahead and do the same motion with the B receiver, but we're going to show you how we can man activate on the left-hand side. We're going to put this X on a streak. We're going to put the B on a smart routed in, and then we're going to motion him to the left. What that's going to do is just going to give us a back route, but the real route here that we're looking for is this A receiver. As he goes across the field, they're going to be able to man activate and get a nice easy catch on the sidelines. The only player that can go ahead and stop that would be your user player, and the reason why we put that in is basically to go ahead and make sure that we have that ability to have that back route. So here we go. You see here that they're going to man activate on the left-hand side. You're going to see those players are going to turn their backs right now, and we throw it. If they were to go ahead with a user player, they have to go ahead and cover two different players. It's either the underneath or the inside player. That's why we run this combination. And if you look at this one deep in, it's going to be very similar to what you would see out of a corner strike play out of the gun bunch, where you're in the middle of the field. See how it goes inside, up, and then in? So we're using a lot of the same principles of gun bunch weak, but we've duplicated in this formation in which people aren't going to expect it. When they see gun bunch weak, in their mind, they're thinking gun bunch weak. They go ahead and see this, and we've just duplicated it with this type of formation. It's going to be a very hard thing to stop because of the fact that you've got the ability to kind of disguise what you want to do. Hey guys, I want to say thank you for watching this video. If you like this series, make sure you hit that like button as we go ahead and continue it all week long. Tomorrow's video, we're going to go ahead and look at a run play that's very powerful in this formation. That's exclusive to the Seahawks playbook. That's really going to be able to really give yourself an advantage as people won't have seen it before. We appreciate all your support, and we'll catch you on tomorrow's video.